I'll make up the words. I can be an answer. I'm falling here. Hey, won't you catch me? Hey, I'm falling here. Why don't you catch me? Hello out there. Welcome to the Wayne Burton Music Hour. I hope you're doing okay. Better than okay, ideally. But even if you're just content, that's a win in my book. My mind has a hard time being content. It's constantly racing like a stampede going in all directions. At least that's how I choose to describe what music feels to me, which is a wild journey into another dimension. All right. And I've seen the future, and we're doing just fine. I know the truth hurts when your choices feel divine. You don't need their mercy. All you need is time. You will be the judge and jury. They're the voices in your mind. I'm so like you. I wish I could stay. Have to find my own way. I know what love is, 'cause he gave it to me. I find mercy, all you need is time. You will be all the judge and jury. There's the voices in your mind. I'm so like you, I wish I could stay. I'll have to find my own way. I know I'll be home soon. I will find my way back to you. Oh, someday I have to find my own way. Out on the highway, I find my salvation. Out on the highway, on the radio station. Who do you turn to when your walls come down? Who do you run to when the devil's all around? You can always come back home. You can always come back home. A love like this I've never known. You can always come back home. Goodbye notes. I listen to the notes get quieter and quieter all the time, and I think that's something that's sort of captivating to me about music, is how each note individually has its strengths, but when used in tandem with melody and rhythm, music is so captivating to me, which is why I do this all the time. And I have no idea what I'm going to play before I sit down, but a lot of the times I probably have patterns that I'm not even aware of. You scream out loud that you've never been so alone. Yeah, it's been a long time, but it feels like a second ago. Does it disappear or fade over time? I know your day will come further down the line. The word remains the same, but you're changing every day. I know this chord progression has been used before. Oh, music, what have you done to me? I wish I could do Somewhere Only We Know. I don't know if you're watching anymore, I don't think so, but I don't play any covers. It affects the video. I get like a screening by the algorithm, sends me a note, and I have to cut out that song that it did not get permission to use, and I understand that. So it leads me to try to play as well as I can. Played that one in a long time. I live with a certain paranoia that my neighbors are going to bang on their ceiling, my floor. I try to wrap it up by 9 o'clock. So I'm just getting warmed up tonight. I don't have to work tomorrow. I have a free night to try to unwind my brain and relax and just enjoy this summertime. There's a heat wave going on. I've got my wall air conditioner going. And, I want to be grateful for this life and everything that I have, because it's a great life and I love it. And this is one that I haven't played in a while. What goes up may never come down. I can give you love, I can hear you all around, and I don't know which way I'm gonna go. I won't stay inside, I'm gonna get it right, I'm gonna get to go. I don't know why I gotta stay inside, but that's all I know. All I know, all I know. I know I have never felt this way before. I know I know where to find the door. I'm gonna let it ride, I'm gonna stay inside. I've had enough of your rain, I'm gonna let it ride, I'm gonna stay inside. I know I got some pain, I know I'm not my pain, I'm not my pain. moves on, I know I'll make so many more. I'm not done yet. I'm gonna screw this up even more. That's okay, I'm gonna let it ride. I got nothing to hide. I'm gonna give you up. I'm gonna let it ride. I got nothing to hide. That's why I'll end up and up. I know I'll end up. Hello out there. Welcome to the Peter Wayne Music Hour. Peter Wayne Burton is my long name, but Peter Wayne is just fine too. I know I've made mistakes before. Time moves on, I know I'll make so many more. Every time I wander away, I come running back, but that's okay. I'm gonna let it ride. So get your ass inside. I'm never giving you up. Never giving you up. I stay by my side. I got nothing to hide. I'm gonna stay inside. And maybe I'll do a different version of the song I was playing. Sometimes I like to do things in the middle of a song. And how could I go wrong? I'm gonna stay inside. I got nothing to hide. Oh, the tears I cried. I know I'll see you soon. And let it ride. I got nothing to hide. I'm gonna stay inside. Hello out there. I know I go off on tangents and I get lost. But that one, it's a cool experience to play music all alone. I know I'll have to get on the phone and interact with someone complicated, My mind is weighed down by the guilt, and that I can't change a thing. I feel powerless in the face of a tidal wave. There's nothing I can do to make it up to you. Does it disappear or fade away over time? I know your day will come further down the line. Does it disappear or fade away over time? Time, I know your day will come further down the line. It's such a strange phenomenon that my fingers get to do this, and I get to sing along. Sometimes I forget that I'm supposed to be singing a song I wrote about something that happened long ago. As far as you know, I made it all up and it's all fiction, but that's not the point. To feel anything at all is the point. I shut down my emotions, I can't control my mind. I'm feeling I know I can't be the sign. I'm shut down and I can't speak. I know I'm waiting for the peak. Will it be halfway through my life? Oh, I don't know what I'm doing now. I'll make it through this song somehow. Believe yourself when it makes sense. When it makes sense. Goodbye notes. Every time I play music, I hold out the piano keys if I'm hitting notes or on a guitar, and I listen to the notes go from existing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm extremely self-critical, if that isn't abundantly apparent. I just want to get that out there. And a lot of the times the way that I deal with it is humor. So I have a dark, sarcastic humor, as many of you know. But for those of you who are new, that is my operation. I try to keep it clean. I try to just let ideas flow. I try to play songs that I haven't played in a while, but I also play songs that I probably play all the time. So I'm a man who's stuck in his own way. I'm my own roadblock. And it's very apparent to me that I just need to keep doing this, because wouldn't it be nice to be a success story, but at the same time running the risk of being the opposite. Like if I were a racehorse and it was my last race, I would want to come bursting out of the gates. And maybe it's not my last race at all. I am just running as if it is. I tend to go off on philosophical tangents. Thank you, I appreciate that. I know I can follow my dreams. Sometimes they feel out of reach, though. And I ponder the concept of what would happen if my dream actually came true, and would I be prepared for the changes it could possibly bring. And I have to remind myself that I would adapt, but I would probably just have to document the fact that I am not particularly adept at handling any version of success. I'm getting to the point now where getting on stage feels more like anger, which is a good anger, a warm anger. Sort of like, all right, I got to do my best. Because I've been playing for years and I always get freaked out before I get on the stage. But I try to just do it and let my mind just go and stop the self-critic in my head that rambles on and on a lot of the time. It's like, what are you doing? You forgot the note, you forgot the words, you know. But it's okay. I just have learned to sort of manage and sort of tell it to shut the heck up. I think this is a newer one. Sometimes if I don't have words, I just do, you know, noises like do, 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 do. Yes, I agree, that's excellent wisdom. It's wonderful to see. It's wonderful to see. No, it's okay. I'm happy you're here. I hope you had a good day. Or at least an okay day. I am constantly baffled by the concept of time. How it goes so fast, oh, so painfully sublime. I had a good day, a pretty good day. But now it's a great day 'cause I'm here with you. You are the sunshine to my darkness. Oh, my darkness. The beautiful thing is I like Peter Wayne as much as I like Peter Wayne Burton. I like coming out of the gate with sort of a nickname, because given the opportunity to say my name, I would want it to be pretty easy. And Peter Wayne is so simple. Too bad he doesn't have any dimples. Oh well, Peter Wayne Jr., that has a pretty interesting connotation. Well, I live stream probably 3 nights a week at this point. And I play the piano every Friday night. And I hope this Friday night it's really busy. Because I'm a broke musician. I'm doing nothing for the stereotype. I'm only reinforcing it. But that's okay. Nobody's perfect, right? You just gotta just go with the 92% happiness. Boom, 92% of the time. It's not perfection, it's excellence. That's what I attempt to keep my brain focused on. And I lose focus all the time. And I like the idea of documenting losing focus and making mistakes, because a lot of the times the things you're not thinking about are the best stuff, you know. I agree. Live my life to the fullest. Am I doing that now? And my answer would be no. And then the next question would be, well, why not? And my answer would be, because I'm still figuring some stuff out. Now, if I were to get some big opportunity out of nowhere, there's a local theater in Burlington, Vermont called the Flynn Theater. And I think it holds somewhere in the range of 600 people. 600 to 800, I'm not exactly sure. But it's sit down. And if I were to suddenly get a gig playing my songs on a piano for an hour, and I knew that it wouldn't be full for me, obviously, but there would be some people there. Would I be ready to do that? Flame Theater. Yes, I am having fun. This is absolutely playtime for me. I love it. I have a little routine. It feels like addiction. It feels like compulsion, but it also feels like an okay thing to fill my time with as much as I can. I think about it all the time. I hear it in my head all the time. And I live a very simple life where I don't make any plans. I don't have any distractions. I just sit down and I play. I turn my phone off, and that's probably a big signal to my brain that I know that my phone is like sort of taken over a little bit. And there's some good things and some bad things about that. But a lot of the time while I'm chatting, as I always say, I'm giving my fingers a rest. So I apologize if I talk too much or not enough. This is one that I play. Well, those are excellent words. Co-parenting is right. It's like she knows I'm always up here if she needs me. Having fun is huge. Looking forward to having fun is huge. In my mind, my tangled mess of a mind that is sometimes less tangled, I have to remind myself to embrace philosophies that I repeat to myself, and stretch my legs every once in a while and walk around. This is my live setup, my piano and my PA speakers back there, and then my stands, and then this goodie bag, and this is my trusty extension cord. It feels good to know that I can play as long as there's electricity around and people don't mind me making noise. I'm extremely sensitive to being the one that's ticking somebody off. Polly. Hello. Yes. Piano is my main instrument. I love the piano, but I can't really play the piano the way I want to in my apartment. The guitar, I think I can get away with. It's not as loud because I have neighbors, I hear you. I try to think of it as like medium energy. Like I don't necessarily like smashing on the guitar, but I have to remember that it's important to move around. You know what I mean? You play piano? The night we met, I can't play Cajon or Chopin. Oh, nice. Oh, classically trained. Wow. That's fantastic. I can't read music. I feel like standing is a good thing, but I also like sitting, so I don't know. I'd have to stretch my legs there for a minute. So, back to what I was originally saying, the idea that if I were to get a big gig and a piano and some people were there, have a good night. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you have a great night. Good sleep. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Come back sometime. I will try to broadcast from the restaurant tomorrow night, but I keep screwing the sound up and I end up live streaming and it sounds like awesome, but it doesn't sound awesome. But I'm working on that, okay? Jeez. I got to get my act together. I know that. I need a fire under me to make these things happen. Tuesday night, I could have gone over to play for a friend and his family, and I was just too depressed to play. I just didn't feel it in me. I was like, oh, talking to people and feeling sad. So I stayed at home and I was super sad. And that happens sometimes. I think that's sort of a wave of like, almost a wave that my brain goes through sometimes, where it gets completely obsessed with particular thoughts and I can't escape them. And so I have to learn to control my brain and manage my brain. And my voice is cracking. Thank you very much. Thank you for understanding. I feel like you understand my brain pretty well. And I hope I'm not repeating myself too often. And I hear the whispers, I hear the screams. You're probably right, I need more vitamin B. I know you well, my soul I would sell. Thank you, those are excellent and wonderful words. This is like a therapy session for me, in the best possible way. I get to talk about what I'm thinking and feeling while I'm doing what I love to do. And I try to mix it up. I try to get loud, I try to be quiet. I try to be plucky, and I try to be strummy. But I know that maybe my style is boring to a lot of people, which I totally get. But the truth is, I do some of my best work when I'm not even thinking about it ahead of time in any capacity whatsoever. I never know what I'm going to play, yet I'm probably falling in certain patterns, you know. I try to mix it up. Tomorrow night is Friday. Probably not, because it's July 3rd. I think we're going to the fireworks tomorrow night. Oh, that's right. Oh, I gotta figure that out. Am I gonna play the piano or am I gonna play during the fireworks? I'm gonna see if maybe I can play Saturday night. Leave it to me to not think of this stuff ahead of time. Leave it to the day before. That's okay. Maybe I'll figure something out. Fireworks are fun. I do like the fireworks, yeah, they're cool. We're having a little heat wave, as many people are having. So, it should be fun. I'm just really trying to enjoy the summer as it absolutely rockets by. We're already in July 2nd. Man, I can't even believe it, but at the same time, I need to give up that there's some way I'm supposed to interpret time. It's not fast, it is what it is. It's the exact time it's supposed to be. Everything as it is meant to be. That's what I try to remind myself. And I encourage myself to embrace, hopefully, breaking my own mind and looking at things in a different way as much as I can. I don't know if it yields very good results or not, but I try to dig up songs from my past that are from my past but maybe brand new to whoever is watching. And thank you for watching, by the way. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being you. Thank you for being awesome. Thank you for being strong. And keep up the great work. Thank you so much. B vitamins. Magnesium, all right. You swear by it. I believe you, I believe you, yes, I believe you. The problem is I can barely make it to the store. I want to stay at home and play some more. All I want to do is imagine the life with you and Ethan, having fun on a massive farm with all the amenities. Food so delicious you look forward to eating it. There would be a separate building for the studio. Every meal would be complete. Proteins and some fiber and some carbs. Lots of micronutrients in the broccoli, in the beets, in the kale, in the carrots. Salads could be a potpourri of flavor and nutritional goodness. Every day we could eat wonderful things, and I would go into the studio after running a few miles and doing some stretches. I know my mind works better when it feels it's healthy. Welcome back, Candace Denton. Thank you for your amazing words. You'll never know just how much it means to me. Or maybe you know already. And all I'm saying is all I'm seeing are signs I don't want to believe. A heart without blood is awaiting a flood, knowing your ships will be lost at sea. Pay it no mind, it's all lost in time. Your eyes never opened, it's true. But I'm here to say you've just lost your way. But don't worry, I'm as lost as you. Well, I got news for you. You're making my day better. More specifically, my night, I guess. I'm so happy to be spending time here with you. Yes, I try to sing a cappella. Sometimes it feels so naked. That's okay, it requires some concentration. I hope people sing across the nation. Sometimes I sing with a guitar. Sometimes I play without singing. Sometimes I play the guitar real quietly, so I can remember where I am in the song. Sometimes my mind, oh, does it wander? Then the night doesn't feel so long, 'cause I'm here with you. You are one of my favorite humans, and I want you to know I hope to see you at my show. Thank you, Candace. I'm slightly self-conscious about them, but I also try to not remember. I try to remember that I will change over time as the circumstances permit. And this is just the early version of me in many ways. I don't want to necessarily think of this as the last or middle. I just want to think of it as early. And if I think of it as early, then I will forget the many years and years and years I have spent playing music and struggling my little tuchus off. So now I'm just in that process of sort of exposure therapy, you know what I mean? And I should stand up. I don't know if standing is lame or not, if the sound is garbage or not. All I know is yesterday I dropped my guitar and I didn't smash it. Thank God. I got my garbage shoes on. Thank you. I've never had long hair before in my entire life, and I decided to grow it out in my 40s. Just for the heck of it, you know? It's a lot more work, and I kind of hate it. But at the same time, it's something different, and it saves me on having to shell out $50 for haircuts. I'm a broke musician, you know what I mean? So, this one is called... Oh, nice. Thank you. I appreciate that. You are doing wonders for this crazy brain of mine, and I appreciate it. Oh, my goodness. I don't have to work tomorrow. I'm just going to try to relax and do my thing, you know what I mean? And I enjoy what I do. And I just want to play all night for you. So yes, this one is called A Matter of Time. Thank you. It's the little things you regret. Just remember you're not done yet. Crazy knows crazy, I appreciate that. I am the wind, you are the trees. Rock me gently in the ocean breeze. And it's only a matter of time before the end of the line. And it's only a matter of time. Extended 98%. I like it. There is no difference between then and now. I learned to forget the bad times somehow. You are the wind, I am the trees. Rock me gently in the ocean breeze. And it's only a matter of time before the end of the line. It's only a matter of time. Here I go again. All my secrets laid bare. I said, oh, here I go again. just remember it's all so very true. You are the wind, I am the trees. Rock me gently in your ocean breeze. And it's only a matter of time for the end of the line. It's only a matter of time for the end of the line. For the end of the line. This is where I would have a guest guitar player come out, or piano player, or organ player, or flautist, or violinist, or saxophonist, and they would do a solo here, and I would walk into the shadows and just get to listen to them shred it, you know what I mean? Thank you so much, such kind words. And I like to hear the solo that I imagine in my head, almost like a placeholder, or sort of a rough architecture of what I'm thinking. And the whole band would come crashing in. Thank you so much. Thank you. And they would finish with like a doo 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 da 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 da. much. I have the AC off in my apartment because it's too loud. I don't want it going during the performance, you know what I mean? And that's okay. I should be able to play in a variety of temperatures, you know? I should be able to play when it's cold, play when it's hot, play when it's dark, play when it's light, play when it's morning, play when it's night. I'm a poet and I don't even know it. I'm just kidding. I'm standing, not sitting. Can't stop me now. I should play. That's okay. I don't mind playing when it's warm. I know that you're probably comfortable, hopefully. And that's all that matters to me when I'm playing to an audience. I hope they're in an okay situation. And if they're dealing with depressing thoughts, I hope they know they are not alone. I guarantee there are people out there that completely understand how you're feeling. I got a ticket to ride. I gotta get inside. I know I've played this song earlier in the live stream. I almost called it a podcast. Maybe it's actually a podcast. If you think about it, I am trying to say multiple things at the same time. Multiple things at the same time. Yes, I know. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm going to play the Usurper. Podcast PW, yes, theoretically it is. I mean, it's like a super low budget podcast. I mean, it's not even, there's no microphone involved, no real lighting. I'm in my kitchen in an overpriced apartment. I mean, it's probably perfectly priced, actually. Anyway, I won't bitch too much about that. What I will say is, I gotta tune my guitar. I said, hey, what's your name? What's your game? Never mind, I don't care. I said, hey, what's your deal? How do you feel? Never mind, I don't care. All I am is caught in the middle. Loving you is like snow coming down, way down south. Lay your body down. I'm not the one who made the usurper. Lay your body down. I'm not the one who became the usurper. What's my message to the world? I would probably be pretty generic, but I would say the theme of this week has been just concentrate on making the light brighter. I tend to have a visual in my mind of all the darkness of stuff that my brain does as sort of like an army trying to surround my light and to stifle it and to put it out. And I have to remind my mind that my light needs fuel to burn, and ideally burn brighter. So it sends the darkness further and further away, ideally over the horizon, at least temporarily. I am not suggesting that this is a permanent fix. But when I am playing music, you help me make the light brighter, because I want to do this with an audience in the flesh. And I practice all the time because I need to see myself on stage in front of people. I'm an appreciative soul, or at least I try to be. I feel like I fall short often. I feel like I allow the darkness to too much power, and I've made a lot of, I think, ill-informed decisions in my life. And I have made many mistakes. Some of them I certainly regret, but at the same time, I'm learning to let go of regret in order to learn something, hopefully. That's right, shine bright, shine brighter. As bright as you can, and I don't even know what that means. I think the idea is the light is warmth. The light is beauty. The light is power. And for me, the darkness represents the opposite of all of that. But in order to understand the darkness, I think I've had to live with it. And I think I've let it win too many wars. Or too many battles, but I'm still fighting the war. Oh, I'm full of metaphors, aren't I? And it's funny because I, as always, talk to give my fingers a break. Because I play the guitar in probably a silly way that it puts so much pressure on three fingers all the time. So it's not evenly spaced calluses. They're like, so it feels a little bit strange. But at the same time, I love the guitar because I can walk around with it. You know what I mean? I can go over here, I can go over here, I can go over here and play. I can be really close, like this. I can be far away, like over here. Have you ever seen anything so entertaining in your life? No, you have not. So you're welcome. I'm the walking guitarist. No one's ever walked with a guitar before. I'm a pioneer. What's that? Oh, thousands and thousands and thousands of thousands. Oh, okay. Well, consider me throwing my hat in the ring. There you go. Those are excellent words. Beautiful, wonderful words. And I appreciate them, and I take them to heart. Right? Boom. My heart has memory, I'm pretty sure of it. I don't know, should I continue to stand? Is it more interesting if I can move around with my running shoes that I have completely destroyed and worn into the ground? I'm stylish, okay? It's trashy chic. Trash chic. There, I came up with my own particular look and style. Did you hear Peter Wayne's new look? No one's ever done it before. He's wearing black. Oh my goodness. And with garbage shoes on. Starting to heat up here in my apartment. Okay, no problem at all. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your kind words, your kind thoughts, your wisdom, your enthusiasm, intelligence, creativity, your character, and your heart, your mind and heart, and your character, your sense of humor, your wisdom, all wrapped into one. Thank you for all of those things, because contained within that skull, I'm sure, is a wondrous world. A wondrous world of memories and the way that you interpret your life and who you are. I think everyone is fascinating in their own way. And I do love my job because I get to meet strangers all day, but it's sort of on my turf. So I take their vitals and I take their blood and I chat with them about things. And I do that 20, 25 times a day, and it's nuts. And I've been doing it cumulatively for 6 years. That's also nuts. It's not something people do normally. People usually work my kind of job and they go to school or they use it to move out in some capacity. I like the predictability of it, so I've just stuck with it, sort of maxing out the highest I could go pay-wise. And I'm tired of living skimming the bottom because of my own decisions and my lack of action and my lack of initiative. I'm tired of that garbage. It affects my ability to think of myself as a good father, a good musician. I'm tired of all that nonsense that I put myself through. And I figure I might as well put it on the record, because the way that I'm talking right now is very similar to the way that I speak into my phone when I'm making my journal entries. And I don't even know what they are. It's a journal entry, but since I speak it, I'm not writing it out, Yeah, it's black on black and garbage shoes. That could catch on. You never know what will catch on. You never know what you could pair. I would love to do a fashion show, and none of the big designers are invited. It's just sort of it's not a mockery, it's just my own version. Where like, the lights are kind of dim and interesting, and there's like a walkway, and people come out with interesting things that they're wearing. And there's no cameras, I just love the idea of somebody walking, but it's not for a magazine or a glamour shot or anything like that. And there's no after party, there's no multi-million dollars involved. It's like a fashion show for concert goers. Wouldn't be long, and I would want the people to be wearing interesting things. And I could take experiments where I could have them come out in like a two-person donkey outfit, except the donkey is designed with interesting features like feathers and sequins and stuff. Wild and goofy stuff, kind of like that. So I want to take stuff seriously, but also, the last person that would go out would stand in the spotlight, and then all of a sudden this like box would just crush them. And then the light would go out, and then the song would continue. Garbage shoe. Garbage shoes it is. Different, yeah. Exactly. I just want my stage to be a revolving door of ideas that I could try live. That wouldn't be especially complicated, but just sort of basic in certain ways. Where at one point during the show, when I decide, the curtain goes up and there's everyone who was just on the walkway. Googly-eyed shoes, I like it. I like that a lot. And I can't do live streams as long on guitar because it starts to kill my fingers. I need your help. I need everybody's help. I don't know. I'm almost to 400 subscribers, and I'm excited about that fact. But I'm also totally freaked out because how long am I going to do this? And why think about such things? I don't know. I am, I think I was mentioning that this is the kind of thing that I would keep in a journal. And I try to mention things in my life that seem relevant that hopefully I can read back in a few years' time. I can already do it to 3 years ago, this exact date. You're right. PWB, play guitar without all the pain, where you could have fingertips that make it easier to play guitar. All you have to, in the Peter Wayne guitar method, is you just tune the 1, 2, 3 string down to E. And then the 4th, and then everything else is the same, except that's all that there is, but you just put on the capo to make it in the key of F. And then you just take these 3 fingers, not your middle finger, press them down in this particular pattern, and then just move that pattern around. All it requires is moving that hand formation around, right? And the cool thing is you have all the chords at your disposal. All you need to do to make a minor chord is move your index finger down a half step. Suddenly it's minor and it sounds kind of sad. Where is this song going? It's kind of mysterious, or at least that's my intention. But with a minor chord, you can easily go back to the major chord, then the minor chord, the major chord, the minor chord, the major chord. All you have to do is move it around, and you'll find there are all the chords you need to play. But the problem is I'm teaching a really bad technique. Any guitar player would look at my style and say that's very niche. Because I can't play regular chords really all that much, and I don't know what the names of the notes are, and I can't play solos or do any runs of any kind with my fingers, although I can sort of do like a... Yeah, some people would like it, I think. I mean, my whole goal of the technique is to make it so... There's a lot of people who say, I wish I played guitar more or played an instrument more, and I totally understand that. And part of my thinking is it would be wise to find what other guitarists and or musicians love about that instrument, because ultimately what you're trying to do is sort of walk... Hello! Candace! Hello! I was talking about how my guitar technique makes it easier to play guitar, but it is a bit limited, where it would be fun to look forward to playing guitar. I hope I'm addicting in a certain way, for sure. I mean, I'm desperate here, and I'm full of desire, and I'm watching Noah Kahan destroy my brain with his music. I love his songs. I'm fascinated by him and his performance, his band, his energy, his songs. I just have to say, I'm blown away. And I know that all music is subjective. That's an entirely blanket statement, and it's very true. So I understand certain people may not like it. But I think for me, his show represents such wonderful energy that the world needs more of. And I watch him talk about his mental health and how he dealt with a lot of mental health things. Have they been nice? Thank you, Freda. If you're in awe with me, you know that it's a two-way street here. PW. I like that. Well, the thing is, I want to upscale this, and I would love to have each performance be more of like an intimate live performance where I would love to have a variety. Let's just say that. I want to have a big show with huge lights and thunderous sound, but I also want to have intimate acoustic performances. I also want to play in different places and try different things. I want the world to be my playground, and I want to be the initiator of setting in motion plans to make, I think, beautiful things happen. But I live inside my own head, inside my own shell so much that I forget that what I am doing might be interesting to other people, so I figure I love talking about what I do. So with my guitar technique and this particular hand formation that I have, it makes it so you wear these fingers out so quickly. And I have a ton of calluses. Even with calluses, it hurts, which is silly. I know. My performances right now are only like live stream, and then a restaurant in Heinsberg, Vermont on Friday nights, and hopefully Saturday nights. where I play a grand piano for people that are eating dinner, and I try to play really quiet, but I play a lot of my own songs, but I also play covers because I know it's nice to hear covers when you're eating. And I'm not live streaming from there typically because I can never get the sound right. Anyway, yes, finger protection merch. It's just got a P and a W at the end of it. Boom. Let PW protect you. So then, if your guitar is in tune, and my guitar has a built-in tuner, get one of these. Get a guitar that has a built-in tuner, and get some light gauge acoustic strings. They're easier on your fingers, and they're a good place to start. But keep your guitar in tune, for God's sakes, always tune it. Then, when you put your fingers down, it rings. The notes last longer when they ring together. That is a metaphor for so many things. The same is true for piano. The same is true for the human vibration, that humans vibrate together. And I love the human vibration. I can't explain it. I don't know what it is, but I know it's a connection. And I just want to foster that connection as much as I can. Fan the flames of the mission to make the light brighter. Ultimately, the goal is to live in the light. And just think of yourself as free from time, free from money, free from stress, anxiety, depression, free from responsibilities. Maybe that is what awaits us. And I try to remember that I only have so much time. Like, I'm going to play a few more, and then I'll let compassion. Compassion is a wonderful word. And I think that having compassion for yourself is an important thing for me to remember. And I think a lot of people already have it, but some may need more of it. I'll finish it up on the guitar with Wolf Mask. Oh yes, I have my routine. I buy one of those packaged up salads where they got all the stuff in little packets and then just the lettuce. It's silly, but at least it keeps me from eating some vegetables. And then I have the pizza. It's more like flatbread because it's kind of thin crust and it doesn't feel like I'm stuffing my face with something that is entirely awful for me, even though I know I should be eating rice and beans and vegetables and some lean proteins and take a few supplements and take care of my body and take care of my soul. If I take care of my mind, I think of my body as a temple. I want to pray all the time to the light within me and without me all the times I lost my mind. I know I'll have some time, but I don't know how long. I know I'm forgetting what song I'm playing half the time, so I make it up. B9 and zinc that way. I need supplements in order to make myself feel as good as possible, because life is so much better when you feel good, and sometimes it doesn't feel so good. Maybe I will get back to the stupid song. snow is falling. How do you feel? You were only a little lonely when you lost your mind. And how could you know, you were running out of time. You're not alone. This is your day. You're gonna find another way to change your mind from wrong to right and suffer through another night of seeing you, seeing me. So our light is out of sight. There is no reason to believe. Have a great night. See you later. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have good dreams tonight, and I hope you wake up thinking good things. That is the only request that I have. I will be probably not streaming until Saturday, but I'll be back. And I'll be here Sunday and Monday and Tuesday. I'm going to do this until I can't do it anymore, until my message gets out, until the resonance is at a strong enough pitch that it can make it beyond borders that I've only invented in my mind. There is no reason to believe misfortune follows you across land and sea. Your heart is broken, you're fading away. Fate has spoken, there's nothing more to say. And you were only lonely, a little lonely. No, you're not. It is a celebration, isn't it? 250 years, what a wild ride it's been for the country I live in. It's wild because I know there are many ways to think about your country. And I love my country, but I get confused all the time as to why certain things keep on happening. I wonder how brainwashed am I to think we actually made it on the moon. I mean, when you think about it and you look at all the evidence, we were never there. But the thing is, I'm kind of proud. We almost live in a socially engineered society where they fake something incredibly complicated and make us think we are super amazing. Because if it was faked, they did an amazing job. Heck, they're still doing an amazing job. And should I be thankful for them duping the entire world and the country, even though plenty of people questioned it at the time. But it makes us feel as if we are stupid pawns they can convince of everything. All it takes is a certain amount of people to be convinced. All right. That was a good way to end the guitar section. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Something that occurred to me the other day is that I've enjoyed pondering the concept of being, if I did a stand-up act, part of the stand-up, I don't know if I would be trying to tell jokes or just trying to expand on ideas that I've had. And one of the ideas is that a lot of people who believe in conspiracies are very upset and angry. And when they try to describe why they believe in the conspiracy, they trip over themselves and they get upset and they tend to lump all the conspiracies together. The people who don't believe in the conspiracies have an entirely different worldview and perception. So when the conspiracy people and the non-conspiracy people interact, a lot of the times it can be socially ostracizing for the conspiracy people because they don't necessarily know how to talk about what they believe. And I understand it's difficult to kind of keep the emotions in check. So, why did I mention that? Oh, I think I was talking about conspiracies. The idea of being a conspiracy interpreter between people who believe in conspiracies and people who don't. Because I think it's okay to learn information about the conspiracies and understand them, but not necessarily completely wholeheartedly believe in them. But also understand that it is okay to get a lot of details about these conspiracies. Blue beam, New World Order. Am I a blue beam? I'm into that, if that's the case. Sort of like a laser. The weed I smoke is called Laser Wolf, which I kind of love. 2026. I never thought that things would kind of end up this way. Conspiracy theories, gotcha. Yeah, and I'm of the belief, if I were to be an interpreter between the non-believers and the believers, my goal would be to make the conspiracy people understand that, like, I am learning the information about what they're trying to tell me. And some of the evidence is compelling, and some of it feels artificial. And I would also like to tell the conspiracy people from the perspective of someone who doesn't believe, to say this is why you appear to be so kind of annoying to be around, because if you're looking forward to somebody that's constantly upset, usually conspiracy theorists are very upset when the subject comes up, and usually anger is one of the emotions. And once anger enters the equation, you're not able to sort of accurately stay on one point and mention certain details about what your perspective, if your opinion is based upon fact, I want to know what those facts are. It doesn't necessarily mean that I will change my opinion, but it does mean I am interested in challenging my perspective on things. I feel like I want to tie my hair back. I hate my hair. It's so annoying. Or, I've always wanted to try a headband, even though it probably looks stupid. Sort of like I'm a 80s instructional coach. All right, give me 10 jumping jacks. 1, 2, 3, 4. What was I talking about? Yes, conspiracy theories. Because the truth is, I know a lot of information about a lot of the conspiracy theories. And my goal wouldn't be to try to convince people it's real. My goal would be just to say the evidence seems to be compelling and present it in that way. not like a lot of the times if you're trying to explain the reasons why you believe a conspiracy happens to be true, the way that you present it is very important. And ultimately, I am of the opinion that truth is out there. And ultimately, I believe that collectively, we are extremely powerful as beings if we feel like we're on the right footing and we have the right foundation. 9/11, a lot of information about 9/11, and some incredible curiosities about that day. And a lot of the times, I wait to divulge my particular information that I have because I would say I have watched many people sink themselves before they have time to make their point. But I would say, as an interpreter of someone who believes that 9/11 was more than just a random attack, to the people who don't believe that at all, in fact, maybe have never heard that theory, or if they have heard that theory, they think it's absolutely ridiculous. And I understand why they think it's ridiculous. I totally get that. It makes sense that it's in their mind as compartmentalized a way as like, isn't that horrible that happened? I can't believe someone attacked us like that. I am shocked. That's what they live with. That's their particular perspective on things. But my guess is if you presented just a couple of different aspects of that day, information that is indisputable, that is for the public to see, that we all saw, it's that you might see things in a different way. And if you choose to see things in a different way, no one was in the service that I knew at that time, no. That's not true. There was somebody from my hometown who was involved in the subsequent wars that occurred as a result of 9/11. And the subsequent wars are almost evidence enough. The United States needed a perceived external threat in order to justify military expansion. And it was a calculated move. And I believe in order to execute a calculated move, you have to have a series of steps set up to keep your public distracted and to control the narrative and keep them within certain guardrails so they sort of march in the direction that you want them to march in order for your plan to be carried out. And this is not unique to the United States. It is actually something that has been going on within governments for quite a long time. All over the world, as we speak, I think that every country might have their particular version of what the United States has. But I think the United States, from my understanding of it, even though I know that I have a limited understanding, that society itself, I think that COVID was certainly another 9/11 style event. And I want to emphasize that when I look at events like 9/11 and the pandemic, a lot of the times I am looking at if I were to be someone who manufactured such things for society, if I were in charge of coming up with that idea and executing it, there's multiple different ways that you can look at it. You can assume that it's a pretty evil and dark thing to do. It's unimaginably dark and evil. But the ones who designed it and carried it out, did they do it because they are evil and they wanted to hurt us? Or did they do it because they know that we can't manage to grow and expand ourselves, so they have to be in charge of manufacturing the forward momentum to keep the economy growing and our particular supply lines around the world entrenched and getting stronger as much as possible? So what I'm trying to say is that I understand it from a government's perspective in a way, but that sounds like a psychopath talking. Because if you were to carry out these plans, and these are complicated plans that seem to involve not hundreds, but thousands of people, that each one of those individuals involved had to have somehow been completely convinced that what they are doing is absolutely necessary and important to do. And that there are people out there right now who get up every day having been a part of carrying out something that was damaging to so many millions of people and caused so much pain and suffering. They did it because they believed it was necessary. So were they evil in trying to destabilize us and weaken us and destroy the family, destroy our souls? Or did they do it because they knew they needed to do it in order to shock us into submission so they could guide us towards the next step in our progression as a society that needs a shepherd? Yes. So what I learned during the pandemic was something that I think I'm still processing. What I learned during the pandemic was how important it is to listen to people who aren't believing exactly what they're hearing or doing what they are told to do. I worked in a doctor's office with about 35 people in it, administrative and medical, clinical. 34 of them wholeheartedly believed everything they were being told, and they were petrified. I chose to remain quiet because I was petrified, but I felt like I'm living inside something that is designed to keep us blind for a period of time. Yeah, and I think that the shot blends in with the natural other maladies of life and sicknesses and viruses and conditions. And I don't know if the shot is entirely safe. And I know that not all vaccines are entirely safe. That's what we were told. So I got fired from my job for not getting the vaccine because it was not out of concern of what was in the vaccine, but out of principle that I would rather get fired than follow the herd. It was a horrible time. It sucked. And that's when my marriage ended during the pandemic. So I think that I'm a man that's possibly had, and to put it dramatically, his own version of PTSD. And here I sit in my kitchen, examining my thoughts and my life. And I forget what I was talking about. I love it when my mind is a runaway train. Sometimes it's frustrating, but sometimes it's mildly entertaining. Oh yes, the pandemic, and I sat in a lunchroom where probably 20 of my colleagues all filtered in, and they all sort of sat on the other side of the table while I was eating my sandwich. And one of the people there said, "So Peter, why aren't you getting the vaccine?" In front of everybody there. And I thought, wow, that's bold. I'm being called out in front of everybody. But I'm happy to say I was sort of prepared for it because for weeks I had kept my head down. I didn't want to talk about it. I avoid conversation. I just did my job. Some days, it was at the beginning of the pandemic when I was working, it was just paralyzingly, it was awful. And as weeks and months sort of went by, my job stayed pretty awful, but when the vaccine came out and everyone started getting it, everyone was getting it, and they were like, "Peter, when do you want to sign up?" And I was like, "I'm going to do it tomorrow." And then I kept pushing it off, and then eventually I was told, "All right, Peter, if you don't get it, you face termination." And I said, "Okay, then fire me." And they were like, "All right, November 1st, you have 4 weeks until we terminate you. So I lived for 4 weeks at my desk, basically cleaned out, which I didn't need much stuff at my desk. And every single day I was told, Peter, just get it. Peter, just get the shot. Peter, just get the shot. And then that event happened in the lunchroom. And I was working as like a dead man working, if that's how it felt. Everyone knew I was going to get fired. So day in, day out, I was going home to a broken marriage and a stressed out ex-wife at that time. And we had young kids. And I think I wasn't handling stress well. Anyway, November 1st came. And the day before November 1st, they said, we're going to give you another month. So December 1st. You have until December 1st. So I said goodbye to everybody on Friday. And I learned that I was working on Monday. So I came in the morning, like awkward as hell, that I hadn't found a new job yet, or that I was gonna work until I physically was gonna be removed from the building. So then I worked through all of that sort of daily criticism, where people were like, you're one of those, aren't you? And then December 1st came, and guess what happened? They extended it again. This went on 2 more times. It was over the course of 4 to 5 months. And finally, there was a time where they didn't go back on the deadline, and the deadline came, and 127 people lost their positions at UVM Medical Center. And what happened after that is that I knew I was going to take a month to work on music. I had saved a little money. I was in a condo by that time. And then I had to move in with my girlfriend. This is a few years after the pandemic. But as a result of not getting the vaccine, I got fired. And as a result of getting fired, I stayed home and started taking a lot of Adderall and smoking a lot of weed and working on music all day long, as I had learned multi-tracking, where I could do all the instruments to a click track and I could add in all this stuff. I could be an orchestra. So I found that I fell in love with recording and falling in love with the muse every day. That month turned into 2 months. And I was too lazy and disorganized and feeling like such a piece of garbage that I hadn't found a new job, that I didn't even apply for unemployment because I couldn't even bring myself to do that. So I just racked up my credit card and I think my girlfriend loaned me money at the time. And I felt like a complete piece of garbage, but I also felt like I was putting a lot of effort into music. So that 2 months turned into 4, turned into 6. And all this time I'm trying to be a good dad, but I'm sucking at it. My kids are doing great. They're awesome. There were great days and bad days. And then that turned into a year and a half where I went into like a full-blown anxiety sort of breakdown where I couldn't do anything all day long. I had the house to myself. I had the piano there, but I was like, I have to stop playing. And I would stay at home just sort of lost in my own head. So now recording music reminds me of that time. So I don't record like that anymore. But I ended up recording a whole bunch of songs, and then I spent the next year finishing the songs in a professional studio. And that took up a whole bunch of time, and all of it is documented in my journal. So I can go back to any particular date within the past 4 years and have a fairly detailed account of what was going on. And it's very repetitive, what I was saying. Oh my goodness. But there is a certain part of me that understands that I have changed since then, I have grown since then, I have adapted since then. And there's a certain part of me that is like, you haven't learned anything, you're kidding yourself, you're full of garbage. So, my mission continues, stumbling and fumbling my way towards making my dreams come true. That's how I conclude all of my journal entries, every single one of them. Yes, I do. I totally hold it back. It's because I think I have an awful dichotomy with me. I'm very happy now. In fact, since I work in the healthcare world, I know of 5 people who developed heart problems after getting the shot. And all 5 of them are identical in terms of how their symptoms manifested, and including the time frame. Not everybody had that happen, but at the same time, if you feel like the shot had something else going on, they wouldn't make the shot 100% the same for the whole population. There's a good chance they would send certain batches out with certain things in them so it could hide within the population. It's dangerous to say such things. I'm aware of that. But I am also aware of trying to figure out what exactly they were doing and why they were doing it, and how exactly I feel about my species being capable of doing such things. Were they doing it because it was necessary? To use a brutal example, 2-wave made you ill, that's why you're sick. 2-wave. A brutal example is that sometimes there's a time where, like, if your arm or leg is super injured, you have to cut it off. And that's a horrible, horrible, bloody example, but the idea is maybe they designed these things to cause pain in order to build flourishing strength afterwards. I don't know. The 2nd wave. It's baffling to me. It's frustrating to me. It's beyond me. But say, for example, it is part of something and it was designed. The people behind it, they are my species. I am a fellow human being. I resonate with the frequency. The frequency fluctuates. It's stronger and weaker at certain times. But somebody who is capable of inventing a way and carrying out something that will do so much harm, what is their energy like, you know? T-cell mutation, gotcha. I'm baffled by it, and I don't know. So, am I glad that I didn't get the shot? Yes. I've never had a second thought about it ever since. And there's never been any part of me that has felt any good feeling about thinking that maybe becoming aware that I am in a social experiment of sorts. That information is designed to keep us guardrails, to keep us going in a certain direction. I have been through enough of the news cycles to know that the information that I am fed on a daily basis feels like crumbs being thrown at my feet, so I peck at it and keep walking, you know, while other things are happening. And the people that understand us have been studying us for decades. They've been carrying out different trials and experiments to see how we would react, probably in order to build a larger design to predict large-scale change and what they would need in order for it to happen. Now, if someone were to try to tell me that the conspiracies were in fact designed to keep our country growing and to leapfrog in our strength, not just to, if we ever stagnated and stopped growing, that's scary, you know? So I wonder if that is what they are up to. That's what I would ask the conspiracy theorists in a lot of ways. Because I would love to have a conversation about that kind of thing. Yeah, I think AI is the atomic bomb going off in slow motion, in a way. And I'm not sure, I'm fairly sure that just like the pandemic, just like 9/11, just like the Charlie Kirk assassination, just like the attempted assassination of President Trump, I'm quite sure we are again in the middle of some type of designed experiment. And it's easy to think that I'm being just as controlled as I've ever been, while thinking that I've learned my lesson and I won't be duped again. No, I readily admit that I am as duped as anyone. And I take my glasses off because it's probably good to see my eyes without the reflection. But it also means that I can't read. Oh, probably going to get eye surgery or something like that. I can see if I squint. But my point is, I don't want to be an angry conspiracy person that's always holding in this like terrible, gut-wrenching rage and fear about how my government is capable of such horrendous acts of evil. That also within my mind is this like, well, the government is doing what it thinks it needs to do for us, even though it does not appear to be for us at all. It seems like as a country as a whole, the country wants to keep growing and thriving. But it feels like in order for that to happen, they're saying, well, you're going to have to deal with a certain amount of manipulation. We can't just leave it up to chance. We'll take it from here. You just stare at your phone, watch cat videos, play video games, write text messages, watch videos. And this is sort of me talking to myself, okay? Not everybody does this, I'm aware. Is that maybe this architecture is designed to cause pain, but also to ensure, say, for example, oil is a very important part of our economy. And in a very broad way, it's important that we have a really unending supply of it in order to keep growing. And I know that's dark and that's messed up. So say, for example, we needed to move our military to where there is a lot of oil so we could control not only the oil production, but the transportation of it. Say, for example, we needed to move a massive portion of our military to the Middle East. We couldn't just try to sell, hey guys, it's important we get the oil to the people. I don't think they would be very happy about that. Instead, what happened, in my opinion, is that we were attacked. It justified a major military shift over the next few years. And now, even today, we have military installations in the Middle East. Yeah, I can see it being a hybrid for sure. It could be a combo of things. And to my brain, it was so big and so many pieces had to be put together that it hurts my head even thinking about how anybody could possibly carry it out. And the two biggest pieces of evidence from 9/11, and it's funny I hold up these two fingers, is World Trade number 7 falling completely down into its own footprint at like 5:25 in the afternoon, and then the Pentagon strike. Those two very open and available pieces of information are the only things that I tell people to look into. Because if there is even one thing about that day that seems fake, that suddenly you realize, oh yeah, you're right, I never noticed that. If there's even one thing, it means that there's probably two. And the idea is that a lot of people that have gone down the rabbit hole of absorbing this information have started seeing, well, if there are two pieces of evidence that this was completely faked, there must be three. And then, so the rabbit hole gets deeper, and then it's 4, and then it's 10 pieces of evidence. And suddenly you're starting to have this picture in your head that you cannot be unconvinced of. Because it's all information that was right in front of you the whole time. They just told you it was one thing when it was actually another. And that's what I think the CIA does, is they invent behavioral architecture plans spaced out over a period of time in order to maneuver and shape society to get it to go the direction it wants to go. And it's incredibly clever, nefarious, well organized, and constantly learning and evolving. And there's a part of me that is grateful and that is dark to say. Because every country does it. Dubai chocolate is a scheme also, not okay. I believe you. Very much so. It's fake. Is it fake chocolate? Anyway, I know it's crazy to talk about the conspiracy stuff. Because I say it as if I believe it. And there is a part of me that does, because my part of me is just saying, well, how could you not? It's so obvious that if that World Trade Number 7 came down, it's so obvious that it's not one of the buildings had explosives in them. They were hit in different spots by different planes. And they both fell completely down perfectly. Just forced slavery. I got you. That's messed up. Humans are capable of such awful things, aren't we? I'm fascinated by how it works. I've always been fascinated by the CIA, the NSA, the FBI, the government. I don't know a tremendous amount about it. I'm just a dude in Vermont, in a small state, in a small town. I don't know jack shit, okay? But what I do know is that I want people to at least consider the idea, because I think conspiracy people feel very alone. They feel like aliens around people they don't understand, because you're like, how could you not believe what I believe? Like, what's wrong with you? And the people who don't believe are like, how could you believe that nonsense? You're just so easily duped by all that bullshit, you know? So I think both sides need someone in between that goes like, hey guys, here's the evidence. And then also, hey guys, this is how they perceive you. And have like an interpreter, or like a liaison, or like an ambassador that understands both sides, hopefully. I want to be the happy conspiracy theorist. It's unusual, because most conspiracy individuals are, I'm not, let's just put it this way, okay? All the stuff that I now believe was manufactured and fake. I have to keep an open mind to anything. And flat Earth is not something I'm willing to embrace, but I am willing to learn about. And that says something about our current times, because I have seen the Cincinnati Flat Earther Conference. There was about 800 attendees. Hundreds of press were there. And on the stage was several different speakers giving presentations on flat Earth. In the audience, huge auditorium filled with seats. There were scattered people sitting. It was not well attended. They had too large an auditorium for their audience. But on the stage, somebody was saying wholeheartedly, in all seriousness, that the Earth is a disk, and we've been lied to about space and about the globe since the dawn of humanity. They believe it so wholeheartedly, they're willing to pay money to travel, to go to a conference for multiple days, to spend the money on a hotel room and transportation, plan it out, know where they're going to sit, where the presentation is going to be, who is in the audience trying to be convinced of something they already believe. Like, you're going to watch a presentation on flat Earth as if you need convincing. So what happened is a lot of journalists went and they covered it, and they interviewed people, and they showed pictures of the presentations. And I enjoy watching people who wholeheartedly believe in something that I personally think is crazy, but I want to embrace the idea of like, well, what if they actually are proven correct at some point? I know. I don't believe it. I think there's an abundance of evidence to suggest that space is real and Earth is a sphere, and there are lots of spheres out there, and there are burning balls of atomic explosions called stars, and that there are colliding galaxies and vast swaths of emptiness in space and black holes and things we can't even imagine. And we are a tiny speck in a massive ocean. I guess what I'm trying to say is that flat Earth, I think, is crazy. And but I'm okay learning about it. And I'm okay listening to them, because they are convinced. They're like, how can you not believe flat Earth? Now, this is what's important. is that Flat Earth is a small conspiracy group. But there's a lot of people who know of the Flat Earthers. And I think that's interesting. I think it's interesting that people immediately dismiss it as ridiculous. But there's the evidence that the Flat Earthers present is interesting to at least consider. And you can laugh at it all you want. But consider myself somebody who might be an alternate believer of 9/11. I may appear to be a flat earther to other people. So I want to be careful about how I present my evidence and discuss my opinion, and also present my analysis. Because I am not of the mindset that I'm trying to convince anybody. I know it to be true. What I am interested in is how and why the whole operation worked. It took months. It must have taken years. It must have. I mean, it has to have involved hundreds of people unavailable. And I'm understandable. I got you. I'm a believer that Charlie Kirk was not a bullet that killed him. I think that was from the evidence that I have seen. There's a lot of it. It just seems to be likely. It's okay. I understand autocorrect quite well. It's happened to me multiple times. I am just of the belief that it is okay to question authority, but it is also okay to embrace the idea that authority has our best interest in mind, even though if it has a really horrible way of saying it. Humans are crazy creatures. We are capable of such amazing things, beautiful things, terrible things, everything in between. And I want to be a part of the amazing thing. Jessica Croyston, hello. Thank you for joining me. I'm not playing guitar at the moment because I've burned my fingers out on the guitar because I don't have very good technique. So sorry about that. In fact, I was going to wrap it up shortly. I've been playing or talking for about 2 hours now, and that's where I want to do. That's what I want to be. I hope you're doing well, and I really appreciate you tuning in. There's lots more to come. I'm going to be live streaming, I believe, this weekend, hopefully on the piano. Hopefully I can get the sound not being awful. Yes, dinner time, got to eat, got to go outside into the heat, and I got to rhyme as much of the time as I possibly can. I hope you understand. Yes, I'll leave it at that. Tonight's theme is don't be afraid to question. You might find yourself enjoying what happens afterwards. Because I don't want to be trying to convince anybody. I just want to be trying to understand things better. And people make compelling arguments from all sides of the aisle. And I want to pay attention to all those arguments, you know. It's wild. But thank you so much. Thank you for listening to my nonsense, my yammering. My ultimate goal is to hope to make the light brighter within myself, within you, within our species. Happy 4th of July to you as well. Happy 250th year to you in this country of 250 years. You are not 250 years old. I am not that old. That would be wild. This country, have a great weekend. And I will see you really soon, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm excited for what's going on, and let's continue to try to make the world a better place. As cliche as that sounds. Thank you. I love you. Keep it up, okay? Let's let the love destroy the darkness. Ancient. Sometimes I feel crazy like that. Sometimes I don't. So let's just do this, all right? Let's make this shit happen. I appreciate your time. Thank you so much. Keep the faith. Keep strong. Stay awesome. And you are awesome. And I'll see you really soon, okay? Spread the word. I need subscribers. I want to get this out here. This is my podcast. The Peter Wayne Burton Music Hour is signing out. And I will see you really soon. And thank you to you all. My gratitude, my love. Have an excellent night. Have excellent dreams. Wake up thinking good things.